Yo guys, what is up? Zebruhfy here, coming at you all with another video. And today we're going to be taking a look at how to optimize Apex Legends, and this will also help optimize other games similar to Apex Legends like Warzone and probably Fortnite and stuff too. So before we start, just please make sure to like and subscribe if this does help you out at all. It greatly supports me and I'm on the road to 1,000. You know the vibes. Alright, so basically what we're going to want to start off with is we're going to make sure that our Windows is updated. And the way that we're going to check this is just go down here to the search at the bottom left, type in Windows Update, and it should pull up this Windows Update settings. We're going to head into here, and in here, what you're going to want to do is just check for updates. And once you check for updates, if you have anything to update, just make sure and go through, let it update. You're probably going to have to restart your PC and some stuff like that. The reason we're doing this first is because after you do a Windows update, a lot of the changes that are made could be reverted. So we update before we do the changes to make sure that we're on the newest version and we have the newest tweaks and optimizations. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to delete some temp files. Most of you guys have probably done this before, but it's pretty healthy to do this every once in a while. So what you're going to want to do is hold down Windows plus R at the same time, so the Windows key and R, and it's going to open this up. And we're going to type in percentage temp percentage and hit enter or OK. And in here you might have a lot of stuff, you might not, but all we're going to do, it doesn't matter what's in here, all we're going to do is just hit Control plus A on your keyboard and right click, delete, and anything that is like this, just hit do for current items, skip, and you should have some stuff left over at the end. That's just stuff that's all running that couldn't be deleted. It's fine, so we don't have to worry about those. Now there is some more. We're going to do Windows plus R again, and this time we're just going to type in temp without the percentages, hit enter, OK, Control A, and delete. Also, when you open up this percent one, when you open up the temp one without the percentages, it might ask you for administrative permission, just because this is an administrative, it's a Windows folder, so you need permission to get into it. Just hit yes or OK on whatever that lets you get into it, and then delete those, and we are good. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to want to go into performance. We're just going to want to type in performance in the bottom left, not performance monitor, performance, and you should see adjust the appearance and performance of Windows. And we're going to open this up, and what you want to do is just adjust for best performance, and it's going to turn everything off. But then what we want to check is show thumbnails instead of icons and smooth edges of screen fonts. You want those two checked, and then you can hit apply. And okay, this just makes Windows a little bit more snappy, and so when you're going through Windows and stuff, and if you've got multiple tabs open, it'll make it a little bit more of a smooth experience for gaming. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to go check out our power plan. How we do this is we type in power, and you should see edit power plan. We're going to head in here, and once you're in here, change advanced power settings. It should open this up. And you just want to make sure that you're on high performance. That's basically it for here. And then you can hit OK. We can X this out. Now we're going to be disabling some startup tasks. So I mentioned this in a lot of my videos. This is one of the most important things that I like to emphasize right here is this step. So a lot of you guys, if you see this little arrow at the bottom right, if you open this up and you have a lot of stuff running, like I just have a couple things running that I'm okay with. So, like, it's not bad to have things running in here, but if you've got, let's say, like, 9, like, I've seen some people have, like, 10 programs just running. All this stuff in this arrow is just things that are running in the background. So, if you've got stuff running in the background that you don't even want or you don't need to have open, uninstall some of those things if you don't need them, and if you don't need them at the time, just close them. You should really only have to have, like, your game, maybe SteelSeries software, like, your game, and maybe if you're streaming, your stream software, your recording software, maybe your overclock software, or your fan software, lighting software, whatever it is, you shouldn't have a bunch of extra stuff opening in the background that is eating up your space. So what we're going to do to get rid of these is we're going to go into right click, task manager. The way I did this, by the way, right click on the taskbar and go to task manager, or you could also search up task manager like this, and we're just going to go into task manager. None of this stuff matters really. What we're going to do is we're going to head over to startup tab at the top, and in here what I'd recommend is just disable pretty much every single thing in here unless it's something that you know you 100% need. So like maybe you want to have your fan software or your keyboard software, something like that, open. But other than that, just disable literally everything else. And now we can head out of there. Then what you want to do next is we're going to do some disk cleanup. So if you go into your file explorer and this PC and you don't have a lot of free space, first off, if you have, let's say like, if you have more than 75% of your disk that your game is on taken up, it can slow down the performance of the game because the read and write speed is slower once you get to closer to filling it up. So on your, at least on the drive that you have your games on, try to at least leave a little bit of free space, some breathing room on there. And what we're going to do here is we're going to head into disk cleanup. So we're going to go, again, search bar, disk cleanup, right here. We're going to open this up, and you could just do each of your drives individually. I'd at least recommend doing your main drive. So just select your drive, hit OK, and then I just check everything on here. It's just deleting a lot of the temporary files, the download files, shaders that you don't need, recycle bin, thumbnails, just some basic stuff that you probably don't really need. And then hit OK. And then it's going to ask you, are you sure you want to delete these files? It's just deleting files that you don't really need. Don't worry, it's not deleting anything crazy that is important. Just hit delete files, and then it'll go through this. This will probably take a few seconds, not too long. And then if you want, once this is finished, you can go through the rest of your drives. I'm just showing one because I want to speed up this part. You know, I don't want to spend a ton of time on each topic. So now where we're going to go is, I'm not going to do this in the video, but I'd highly recommend doing virus scans every once in a while. So with Malwarebytes, I'll leave a link to this in the description. It's a completely free virus scanning software. It actually works. It's not like one of those where you do the scan and then it's like, pay $10 a month to be able to delete these files. Like, it actually works 100% free, so I'll show you guys how this one works. Basically, once you are in the software, it's just going to look something like this, and all you need to do really is click scan. If you want to do a quick scan, just hit scan. It'll just scan some of the main parts of your computer. But what I like to do is, when I haven't done a virus scan in quite a long time, I'd click on that, and then I'd click advanced scanners, and then you can do a custom scan here, configure scan. And what you want to do is you want to make sure you have all 4 of these checked, and then you want to check CED. You want to check, not CED, but you want to check all your drives. You might not have all these drives because you probably don't have the same exact computer as me. But then you just click scan, and it'll go through. If you're doing a deep clean scan like this, it'll probably take like an hour to 2 hours. So I just leave this running maybe overnight or when you're not using your computer. But otherwise, you could just do a quick scan. But you'll probably find it's not very uncommon to find detections, and then you just want to quarantine and delete whatever it detects, and that'll get viruses off your computer. And I'd also recommend an adware scan, which is another thing similar to Malwarebytes. It detects adware, which I do not actually have this downloaded on my computer because it's a temporary program, but I'll also leave a link to adware cleaner. It's pretty similar to what I just showed you. Updating your drivers. This is a very important one that I'd recommend doing. So the way you do this, if you have an NVIDIA card, which is what I'm going to be showing, you can do it this method. But if you have an AMD card, it would be basically the same way, except you'd be getting your drivers from the AMD website instead of the NVIDIA website. So what we're going to do for this is we're just going to head to nvidia.com. If you have an NVIDIA graphics card, we're going to hit OK. And then in here, we just want to go straight up to drivers. And we want to find our exact driver. So most of us are going to have GeForce and then just drop these down until you find exactly what your graphics card is. Then your operating system, most of you guys are probably going to have Windows 10 64-bit, and then you want the game ready driver. And then once you have all of your proper information filled in here, you just want to hit search, and it'll give you the newest driver. Now what you want to do is you want to download this, and then there's going to be a program that I have in the description that there's going to be a link to a file. There's going to be a file dropper link in the description that has this program that I'm about to show you guys. And what this program does is it'll strip down the graphics driver and only give you the exact things you need. So this is why I'm not recommending GeForce Experience, because one GeForce Experience, if you have like that game ready, what's it called? The instant replay, that's what it's called. If you have instant replay, it's constantly recording on your computer 24/7, and I just feel like GeForce Experience is a completely unnecessary program overall. Yes, it can help you keep up to date, but other than that, it's not really doing anything unless you're using it to record, which I guess is an exception. But yeah, so there's gonna be this file in the description. Once you've downloaded it, you're gonna have to unzip it, and once you unzip it, you should get something like this. Now, what we're gonna do in here first is we're gonna go to debloat driver, and you're gonna want to head right into NVSlimmer, and you're gonna want to right click this nvslimmer.exe. You're gonna want to run it as administrator, and once you are in here, it's gonna open up this thing. It's gonna open up this file explorer tab, and it's gonna want you to select the driver. So make sure you downloaded the NVIDIA driver before you open this up, and then you're just gonna want to select the driver. It's probably gonna be in your downloads. You're gonna want to select the driver, hit open, and once you open the driver, it's gonna just load the driver package up real quick. And then once the package is loaded, it's not going to load it for me, I don't think, because I've already stripped it down. But once it's loaded, okay, yeah, so it did load it up. So once it's loaded, all you want to do is you just want to have these two checked that are required. You want to have everything else in here unchecked 100%. And then you just hit apply, and then it's going to remove everything else. And then you'll hit yes, and then it asks if you want to install it. Just click yes, and then go through the process after that. And yeah. Next thing we're going to do in here is we are going to go back to the main part of the folder. We're going to go to NVIDIA Profile Inspector. You're going to want to, first what you want to do is unhide silk smoothness. Yes, okay. Now you're going to want to open up NVIDIA Profile Inspector. And once you're in here, just wait for this green bar at the bottom to load. And then we are going to import profiles. And you just want to navigate back to the folder of where we were just in, this NVIDIA Zebruhfy tweaks profile inspector. It's just, we're going to want to find this file right here. So hit open on it, and then once you hit open, what you want to do is all you want to do is just click apply. And then once you do that, we can X out of that. We are done with that. So now we're done with the NVIDIA tweaks, and once we're done with the NVIDIA tweaks, we're gonna go into our browsers. This next tweak I'm gonna show you is valid for Spotify, internet browsers, and Discord. So how we do it on the internet browser is we go into settings, and once you go into settings, it probably won't look exactly the same as mine because I probably have a different browser than most of you. But you basically want to go down to like a system tab or something of that sort, and you want to disable hardware acceleration, use hardware acceleration when available, or something like that. Just disable it, and then it's going to ask you to restart your browser. You can restart it, and then that's good to go. How we do that in Spotify, I'll show you guys how we do it in Spotify. You just want to navigate to settings, and once we're in settings, you're going to want to scroll down to advanced settings. And once we're in advanced settings, we want to find enable hardware acceleration right here. Make sure that it is disabled. And now that's all you need to do there. And in Discord, and by the way guys, you don't have to have Spotify, Discord, and all this stuff. I'm just showing you guys in case you do, because this helps out a lot if you're running Spotify or Discord while you have your game open. And in Discord, what we want to do is we want to head into our settings, user settings. And once you are in here, we want to go to appearance. And no, not appearance. Where is it? Windows settings, advanced. We want to go to advanced. And in advanced, you just want to disable hardware acceleration. Same thing. And guys, now we are done with that hardware acceleration part. I'll highly recommend timer resolution. It'll lower your input delay by like 50%. You won't feel much of a difference, but I will put a link to this in the description. You just open it up basically, maximum, and then you can just minimize it in the background like that. I'm going to show some mouse settings. So mouse settings, what you want to do is you want to type in mouse in the bottom left, go to mouse settings, and we're going to go to additional mouse options. In here, all we want to do is go to pointer options, and you're going to want to go drag this all the way to the left, and then you're going to want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it should be in the middle after that. And you also want to make sure this enhanced pointer precision is unchecked. Then you can just hit apply, and then we're done with that part. Turn off notifications. We're going to want to go to notifications and action settings, open this up, and literally just turn this box off, and that's it for that part. Location services, we're going to want to go to location privacy settings. In here, let me check that it doesn't show my stuff. So in here, it's just basically allowing apps to use your location. You just want to turn these off because you don't really want it to show your location. You want to have location hidden from most stuff. And then game bar, we're going to want to search up game bar. In game bar, you just want to open up Xbox game bar, turn this off. It's unnecessary. It records clips and stuff. Game mode, you want game mode on, or this could go on. This could go either way, honestly, on or off. I've experimented it with it, and it works pretty well on, so I keep it like this. And also, what I'd recommend doing is turning off in-game overlays, so like Discord, NVIDIA, stuff like that. In-game overlays where it like pops up on the side, or you have recording on and stuff. Those are unnecessary. And then last thing, we're going to go to graphic settings. This is the last thing before we get into the game. All you want to do here is you want to hit browse, and then you want to find your game. So you're going to want to find wherever your Steam folder is. And once you find your Steam folder, you're going to want to go into the library, Steam apps, common, and this will show all your games. So what you want to do in here is find Apex Legends or whatever game. If you're doing this for Fortnite, you're going to want to find the Epic Games folder, obviously. But once we're in here, we want to find Apex Legends. And once you go into Apex Legends, there should be a file, and you should be able to select it and then add it to here. Once it's added to here, you're going to want to hit options on it and hit high performance, save, and that's it. Alright guys, so now I'm going to load into Apex Legends and show you guys actual in-game settings that are important, and I'll be right back with you guys once I do that. Alright guys, so there was one more thing that I actually forgot. Before we launch Apex Legends, we're going to want to go find our game in the Steam library. We're going to want to right click on it on properties, and then just copy. I'm going to put this exact command in the description. These are just launch options that will help you with shaders, and it'll give you better FPS and optimize your game. So just copy this and then paste it right in here under launch options. Again, this is going to be in the description. And yeah, now we can head into Apex. Alright guys, so I am in Apex now. I just had to restart my game. So once you're inside of Apex, we're going to head to the game menu, and we're going to head to settings. And once we're in settings, we're not going to worry about too much of this. I'm just going to have you guys scroll down to performance display. Just turn on performance display basically. And then we're going to head right over to video. You want to make sure you're on full screen, always. On pretty much any game, I'd recommend full screen. If you can't stand it, I guess go to windowed full screen, but full screen will give you the lowest input latency. 16:9, of course. I'd recommend 1920 by 1080 is like the highest resolution. I wouldn't recommend going any higher than that if you're trying to get higher FPS. Brightness, FOV, both preferences. I can't really recommend anything there. FOV ability scaling disabled, sprint view shake minimal. VSync, on any game you play, you're always going to want VSync disabled no matter what, unless it's like recommended for you to have it on, but 99% of the time you want this disabled. NVIDIA Reflex, if you have this option, I'd recommend enabled plus boost. Just lowers your input latency a little bit. Adaptive resolution FPS target. This is basically your you just want this on 0, basically. This is trying to reach a specific FPS. You just want this on 0, so it makes you get an unlimited amount. And then that cap, those launch options that we put in, that caps the FPS to a certain number. So this will just unlock it to be able to hit that number. Anti-aliasing, none. Texture streaming budget, I'd recommend having this on medium at the highest. I have mine on high because it was working a little better on high. But definitely never go above high. That's what I will say. If you go above high, it's going to be stressing out your graphics card way too much, and it might be like overheating, and you might even be experiencing lag and stuff like that. So just high is the highest you want to go. I'd experiment with this a little bit, like low, medium, high type stuff. Texture filtering, bilinear, ambient occlusion quality disabled. Then you want these both on low. Spot shadow detail disabled, volumetric disabled, dynamic shadows disabled. Model detail, I'd recommend having this on either low or medium. I like it on medium because it looks a little nicer. It allows me to see things from a little bit further away in more detail. High is kind of unnecessary. I just recommend medium for this. And then these all you want low, disabled, low. And yeah, guys, basically that's going to be wrapping up this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this Apex Legends tutorial. If you guys have questions or more video ideas, feel free to comment. I appreciate when you guys comment. I like talking to you guys, and I will answer any of your questions. Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe as it greatly supports me. We're on the road to 1,000. Share this video with your friends. Do whatever it takes to get me out there. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much. I will be seeing you guys very soon. Been Zeb. Peace out, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much.